Have you ever felt it? That terrified feeling that someone or something is pressing down on your entire body while you are sleeping. It usually starts in the chest, feeling like a heavy weight, like a 50-kilogram sack of rice is slowly crushing your lungs. You try to take a breath, but the air won't go in. Your ribs feel like they are locked in a cage. You try to scream for help, but your throat is closed tight. No sound comes out, only a silent, choked gasp. Then, you try to open your eyes. You fight with every ounce of strength you have in your body. Your mind is screaming, "Wake up! Wake up!" Finally, your eyelids flicker open, just a tiny crack. And that is, when you see it, a black figure, darker than the shadows of the room, is hovering right above you. My name is Ken. I am a Chinese freelancer living in Singapore. Every December, during the holiday peak season, my friend who runs a travel agency hires me to lead tours because he runs out of staff. This time, my assignment was Thailand. I was leading a large group of 38 passengers. Everything went smoothly until the third day when we reached an old temple on the outskirts of Bangkok. The air was thick with the smell of jasmine flowers and burning incense. While my passengers prayed, I wandered to the back where an old man sat at a dusty stall. He smoked a cloved cigarette and stared at me with cloudy, yellow eyes. On his table was a clay amulet carved like a woman with long hair. He smiled, revealing red teeth. "Do you have a girlfriend?" he asked. I said no. He laughed. "Then you should buy this. It is for attraction. She will love you. She will never leave you. I am over 30, and my parents always nag me about getting married." He felt lonely. The old man asked for $200. It was expensive for a piece of clay, but a strange urge pulled me in. I felt like the woman in the carving was looking at me. I paid him. His hand was ice cold when he gave me the amulet wrapped in red cloth. "Keep it close," he whispered. "Don't lose her." That night at the hotel in Pratunam, I was exhausted. I sat on my bed and unwrapped the amulet. It felt warm, like it had body heat. In the dim light, the carving looked more detailed. I could see her hair and her smile. I stared at it until a wave of extreme tiredness hit me like a drug. I fell back onto the pillows, still holding the clay figure. Then the dreams started. I was in a misty garden. A lady in a green silk dress stood under a tree. She turned around. She was beautiful, with pale skin and large dark eyes. She smiled, and I felt a rush of intense love, like I had known her for 1,000 years. "I have been waiting for you," she said. We talked for hours in the dream. When I woke up the next morning, I felt great. But then I smelled it. My hotel room smelled strongly of floral perfume, jasmine, and tuberose. I looked at the bed. The pillow beside me was indented, and the sheets were messy, as if someone had slept there. I told myself I was crazy and went to breakfast. The next day, we went to a theme park and a night market. We checked into a resort outside the city late at night. My room faced a dark forest. Without thinking, I took the amulet out again. I couldn't stop staring at it. Immediately, my eyes rolled back, and I collapsed on the bed. The dream returned. This time, I was in a traditional wooden Thai house. Classical music played sad and hypnotic. I was wearing a groom's outfit. The lady walked in, dressed as a bride in heavy gold jewelry. She wasn't smiling. "Tonight is our wedding," she commanded. I felt fear. "I don't know you," I said. "This is too fast." She grabbed my hand, crushing my fingers. "You bought me. You paid for me. I am yours, and you are mine." The room started to rot. The flowers turned black. "I want to wake up," I shouted. "You cannot leave," she hissed. Her beautiful face began to bubble and turn a sickly shade of green. Her eyes turned red with rage. I tried to scream, and suddenly I was back in my hotel room. But I couldn't move. Sleep paralysis. Primera. Hua. Is. Stuck. Then I felt the weight. Something heavy climbed onto the bed. The mattress sank. It crawled over my legs and sat on my chest. I couldn't breathe. I tried to chant Buddhist prayers in my mind, but the weight got heavier. A low growl sounded in my ear. I forced my eyes open. Hovering 2 inches from my face was a woman. Her skin was rotting green. Her hair was like wet spider webs on my cheeks. She pinned my arms down with long black nails.
"Husband!"
she shrieked. "Why do you reject me?" The fear gave me strength. I screamed and kicked myself off the bed. I landed on the floor. For a second, I saw the green woman sitting on the bed glaring at me before she vanished. I ran out of the room barefoot, straight to the lobby, shaking and terrified. I told the hotel staff. There was a ghost. They believed me. We went back to get my luggage. The room smelled so strongly of that flower perfume it was choking. They moved me to a new room, and I didn't sleep all night. The next morning, my tour guide, Somchi, saw my pale face. I told him everything. When he saw the amulet, he recoiled. "This is black magic," he whispered. "That is a spirit bound to the clay. You invited her to be your lover." He took me to a temple immediately. An old monk performed a ritual. He splashed holy water on me and chanted for 20 minutes. The air felt heavy. Finally, the monk stopped. Somchi translated, "The spirit is very possessive. She thinks you are her husband. She tried to take your soul last night. The master has cut the cord, but you must never buy things like this again." I left the amulet at the temple, buried under a holy tree. I felt lighter. The rest of the trip was fine. I flew back to Singapore, relieved to be safe at home. I dragged my luggage into my bedroom and started to unpack. I was so happy that Thailand and its ghosts were thousands of miles away. I pulled out my clothes to wash them. Then I froze. At the bottom of my luggage, tucked between my socks, was a small object. It was a dried jasmine flower. I never bought flowers. I never packed flowers. Slowly, the smell hit me. The same sickly sweet perfume filled my room. The air turned ice cold. From the corner of the room behind me, I heard the rustling of a silk dress. And then, a whisper right in my ear. "Husband, why did you try to leave me?" Would you like to hear what happened next? Did Ken survive the ghost in Thailand? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more horror stories from Asia.